So yesterday, when we wrote and what we just reviewed, school interface 1, we saw inheritance for the first time. And when you think about inheriting something, what like when you hear the term inheritance, what do you think about? What like words come to mind, or what things come to mind when the word inheritance comes from? When you hear the word inheritance?
From parents.
Yep, parents. So from parents, so you inherit hair color, eye color, skin color, different physical attributes from your parents. And you can only inheritance only goes from parent to child. Like I can't give my mom blue eyes or my dad curly hair. It can only go from your parent to your child. So when we're actually developing, when you're creating a class, kind of like how we did a person class, it's very generic. You have like a very generic person, and now you can get into a little more specific, like student, staff. Then you can even get into like further. You can break that down even further, like a tree, like a family tree. Your parent is person. One of your children is a student. The student class can be the parent of a student grade class, so like 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, and you can keep breaking down. It comes down to a family tree. So like my parents, I obviously, like I inherit blue eyes, curly hair, and everything like that, and I can pass that on down to my child, but my child will have a little more distinct characteristics, different attributes that are different than me, and I can't receive those attributes from my child. So I'm just going to create a directory called Python inherit cd Python inherit. And I'm going to make one file called dog.py. I'm going to code dog.py. So here I'm going to create a dog class, and it's going to just be very basic. It's going to have a name to it. So for example, class dog, and the dog class literally only has one argument that needs to be passed in, and that's the name. Self.name equals name. So I can create a new dog instance, new dog, Fido, and I can run that, print new dog.name, great, clear it, Python dog, and there I've got Fido. So dog is a very generic class right now. It just has a name, but we can actually get a little more granular now. So we have a dog class. How can we break a dog class into different children? What are some examples?
Different breeds.
Can I do different breeds? I can actually make each individual breed a class in and of itself, because each breed can have distinct characteristics. Like a Maltese is different than a Labrador, or a Bernese Mountain Dog. So I've got this dog.py. I'm going to create a couple more files. Touch Labrador.py, Maltese py, and Bernese.py. So I've got this Labrador class, and Labrador is a dog. So the Labrador class can inherit traits from the dog class. So just kind of how we did in school, we could from dog, import dog. Just gonna go back to the dog class real quick. What are some methods that a dog can do? So some like attributes. They can fetch. So a dog can fetch. Return, print, to play fetch with a baseball. What else can they do? Dog, deaf, they eat. Return, print. I love kibble. Is that how you spell kibble?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, deaf. Bark. Self. So dogs can bark, print. Return, print. Is it woof, woof? Woof, woof. And then what else can they do? I can return the size of a dog. I'm a hey kid. I don't like that. Size dog. So I can actually invoke these. Eat. Bark. Invoke it. And size. And invoke it. So when I run Python dog, I say, I print the name. What is that? None. Oh. So print the name, prints I love kibble, it's barking, and it says, hey kid, I'm an average sized dog. So these are all the basic methods of the dog class. It can fetch, it can eat, it can bark, and it can say the size of it. Now, if I am creating a Labrador class, I can call it lab. I can inherit all the attributes from the dog class because a lab is a dog. So I can inherit everything from the dog by passing the dog in as a parameter in the lab. It looks like it's passing it in as a parameter, but it's just lab parentheses dog. So everything within the dog class becomes available to the lab class. So when I initialize the dog class, what do I want to do? Def init self. I want to initialize the name as well as the size of the dog and maybe even like color. So how can I pass? I don't want to do like self dot name equals name because the dog class already has a name initialized. So I don't want the Labrador to have its own name. Essentially, I want to share these attributes. So I can actually pass dog.init, and then I can do self.name. That's how we can call the dog class and initialize it with the name right here. And also we can do self.size equals size and self.color equals color. And there's another way we can instantiate our parents' instance with the name. We kind of covered it earlier. What's
Super.
Yep. We can do super and invoke it. And with that, we can actually get rid of the self. So super just ensures that the current class Labrador has access to all of its parents' class method, or I'm sorry, instance methods and instance variables and all its attributes. So the super ensures that Labrador has access to all of the dog classes attributes like fetch and name. So I can say like new dog, new lab equals Labrador. The name is Sadie and the size is big and the color is golden. All right, let's go chocolate. So I can do print the new lab dot name size color. And if I execute this file, I should have access to the name, size, and color. Does everything look right? Yeah. So I can Python, Labrador, Sadie, big, and chocolate. But I also have access to all these other all these other instance methods within the dog class. So the dog can eat, and I can get the size of the dog. So I'm going to execute this again. Oh, I see what I did.
No, can you
I'm sorry?
nothing, never mind.
I don't even need these. Let's run that again. So I love kibble, and hey kid, I'm an average sized dog. But this is not an average sized dog. So what you can also do is overwrite these size. You can overwrite methods that you inherit from your parent. So I can do self.size, self, return, hey kid, I'm oh man. I'm self dot dog size dog. And I can do f strings, do string interpolation. And now I can actually I'll print that. I won't do that. Clear. Hey kid, I'm a big dog. So with inheritance, you can override traits from your parent. So you can override methods, attributes, or instance methods and instance variables that you inherit from your parent. Does anybody have any questions about inheritance so far? No? All right. UI. Let's just continue. So it's all about code reusability and breaking out and like keeping your code dry. So if you know of a specific class that you're going to be using a lot and creating for like a very specific if you know of a class or some data that you're going to need to use to create a lot, like for example, right now, let's do this. Open employee developer. Oh no. So for example, I'm creating a new HR software company, and I need to keep track of employees, and each employee has very specific attributes like name, like first name, last name, and like employee ID number. And then each title has very unique attributes about it. So for example, if I have an employee class, employee, and I can def init yourself dot first name, last name, and then like employee number, self dot first name equals first name, self dot last name equals last name, employee number equals employee number. And in here, I can create, like I say, like tell me about yourself. Yourself. And this will literally like print f string. My name is, self dot first name, self dot last name, and let's actually include email as well. Email, self dot email equals email. Actually, OB f string. Can I do this? So employees' names like self dot first name dot self dot last name at email.com, and my email is self.email. So I have an employee, new employee, and say employee Tom Preet, ID number is 123. And I guess I don't even need to take in an email as an attribute. I just need employee, my first name, last name, employee number. If I want to print, tell me about yourself, or invoke it. Let's see if this works. Python, tell me employee, sorry. So my name is Tom Preet, and my email is tom.preet@email.com. So it's very generic employee class. But we want to get into a little more specifics. We're going to break it down and get more specific into what like my title is. So each title is going to have a class. So we have a class developer from employee import employee class. And I'm inheriting everything from the employee class. Def init, pretty much. Whoop. I'm gonna just copy this over here. Employee number, and I can do salary, per month. And then how do I access my parents' instance variables. What's the keyword? I heard someone say it.
Super or the class name.
Yep. Let's do super dot under init because I'm initializing my parents' initial like instance variables, creating a new instance of it. So Tom, Preet, let's do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I could say like $1,000 per month. Now in here, I can just do self dot salary per month equals salary per month. And I can override my tell me about yourself because I'm not just going to say, hey, my name is Tom Preet and this is my email. I want to say, hey, Tom, my name is Tom Preet. I'm a developer and this is how much I make per month. Def, tell me about yourself. Said, I'm going to copy that over. And I make self dot salary per month. So when I create an actual new developer, here, new developer. And, oh, I'm an idiot. So I'm hard coding that. I don't want to hard code that. I just want to be able to pass in first name, last name, and employee number. Did you guys catch that? So when I actually execute the Python developer, it says my name is Tom Preet. My email is Tom at, I don't like the capital letters in the email. So I'm going to come here and I can do dot lower and let's see if this still works. There we go. My name is Tom Preet. I make $1,000 per month. Does anybody have any questions about inheritance? Inheritance comes a lot, or you're going to see this type of syntax, developer, whether it's from unit testing or Django. We're going to see a lot of this boilerplate where classes are inherit stuff from other classes. Anybody have any questions? Is it pretty straightforward?